Hi, I'm Nadia Dunn. Welcome to CCL TV and our More Than Packages platform. Joining me today is Kate from IMAG. Kate, thanks so much for being here today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm very good, thank you.
Now, can you tell us a bit about your role and what you do at IMAG and about the company?
Sure. We are, it stands for the International Mailers Advisory Group. We are a trade association based here out of, well, not here, Miami, but based out of the Washington, D.C. area. I am the executive director and pretty much the entire staff as well. We are about 40 member companies, and we represent primarily U.S.-based international mailers and shippers. A lot of our members do outbound from the U.S. to other countries. We have a growing presence on the inbound space because that's become so competitive. And what we try to do as an association is our mission statement is really to reduce the barriers to the movement of goods and information across borders. And by kind of sort of strength in numbers and having the members are, interestingly, they're competitors at times, but they're partners at times. Mm-hmm. We have a close partnership and relationship with the U.S. Postal Service. And so we're really just about trying to help keep goods and mail moving across borders.
And what does an event like this do for IMAG?
Well, this event is fantastic for us because we hold our winter meeting, member meeting for the association on the Sunday before the opening reception. So yesterday we had a 2.5-hour meeting. We had about 75 or so members. I know I said we're a 40-member company, but I mean, it's a 40-member association, but the members will have multiple representatives. So we had about 75 people. We had a few guests, prospects. Mm-hmm. We had 3 fantastic speakers, and the fact that we really haven't been able to meet in person very frequently, yeah. There was just a really great energy for our meeting, which sort of feeds into what's going on here. And so many of the members come in for this event because it's so important to them, for networking, but also for the sessions. And we also have a booth in the exhibit hall space, so that gives us a chance to meet other companies, mm-hmm. To both help the members, connect, but also hopefully I'll build up some new membership out of this as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah. And now, as well as networking, what are the other benefits for the members?
You mean for being here or for just being a member? Oh, for IMAG. Well, we are also a member of the Consultative Committee of the Universal Postal Union, so we pay attention to everything going on at the UPU. We're part of an advisory committee to the State Department of the United States, so we're covering a lot of policy and strategy, both of the United States government, but also what's going on around the world. We do weekly calls that involve the Postal Service around service issues. I produce notes for every call. It's almost like a weekly newsletter. Mm-hmm. I also do a monthly newsletter. We push out infographics. It's educational. It's connecting people. A lot of times someone will say, I may not have the answer, but I can find them the right person who will. And so it's sort of building off of that networking idea, but it's also educational and, mm-hmm. and informational. And of course, I'm not a lobbyist, but we're in Washington, D.C., so I'm able to attend a lot of things, a lot of the agency meetings, mm-hmm. and there's legislation. I don't lobby, but I pay attention to it. And so again, we mm-hmm. educate, and reform of the U.S. Postal Service is a big piece of legislation that's actually mm-hmm. moving forward, likely to pass for the first time in 15 years. So wow. we're very engaged, and I think if you kind of talk to folks that are members, you'll find I think we are really the only association in the U.S. that's specifically set up to take care of international mailers and shippers, because associations there's quite a few, and mm-hmm. I mean, you must know, right? But in the United States, that's like everybody has an association. There's an association for association, so there really is an association for everything. But we found a nice little niche of helping international mailers and shippers, and just to again to kind of grow cross-border and to make it as seamless as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And tell us about COVID, how that's affected you. Well, IMAG.
Yeah, so right, for me, I like being at home a lot, but no, as an association, it's been tough because we did lose a little bit of that networking piece. We do quarterly meetings and the in-person meetings, both the educational piece where we have speakers, but the fact that the members get together and that whole networking piece, we lost a little of that. But what I think we gained was, and unfortunately, we had to move so much online, but we started these weekly calls because of the service implications. You know, all the loss of airlift, international airlift, almost all international mail out of the United States goes on passenger flights. And so as we lost a lot of passenger flights, there were service disruptions, and we created these weekly calls to kind of stay up on top of that. And I think that was a real value add for the association. But I can just tell people really need to get back in person and have that, you know, face-to-face connection.
You can feel the energy just at this event.
You absolutely can. Last night at the opening reception, in that it's outside and people just felt so comfortable doing that. And even here in the networking, you know, the half hour or so, it's like buzz. So yeah, but I mean, I think we're dealing with a new, we're going to have to live with this as an endemic at some point probably, and folks are adapting, but I think there's value in sharing information. You know, nobody wants to necessarily get on a call and say where they're having a service problem, but if we're all having that problem, it allows maybe it to be fixed and you know, a little bit of a solution to be found.
And what do you think about CCL TV being here at the event?
I love this. I didn't know exactly what it was all about, and I said I didn't necessarily want to do it. Now look at me, I can't stop talking. So, you know, I like this. We've done a similar type thing at, other companies have done a similar type thing at some of the domestic associations, and I think it's a good way to raise the visibility of the entire industry. And so thank you for doing that.
Thank you for being here. We've also just launched our app, so you can download that on Google Play or the App Store. So be sure your video, Kate, will be on there.
Well, you know, my 12 fans out there, my 12 followers will hear about it first. No, we are also active on LinkedIn and on Twitter, and so I will be happy to connect to that. And I think it's good just to get, you know, to let folks know we're back, right?
Well, it's so lovely to have you, and face to face, it's really lovely. So enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching CCL TV, brought to you by Aurora.